So students, today I am again with you with the principle of capacitor. In the last lecture, I have explained you what is capacitance of a conductor. But was that the ability of the conductor to store charge. And today I will explain that how it works. What is the principle of capacitor? First of all, a capacitor is a device which is used to store large amount of charge. A device that is used to store large quantity of charge, that is called a capacitor. Now how it works or what is its principle? To understand its principle, let us consider a conductor A on which charge is given. I am going to charge this conductor with the help of battery, and let us suppose that charge Q is supplied to plate A. So plate A is charged so that its potential becomes maximum. You can give maximum charge. How much charge is given to it? Maximum charge. How much charge? Whatever is the you can say that its maximum ability. We know that when charge increases, potential increases. So I have given maximum charge to plate A so that its potential is maximum. Now if you will supply charge, then it cannot store more amount of charge. That charge will leakage. That leakage of charge will be there. So it is fully charged. Plate A is fully charged and its potential is maximum. Now I have taken another uncharged plate B and it is placed close to plate A. As we know, by induction, negative charge will develop on the nearer surface of plate B and equal amount of positive charge will develop on the further surface of plate B. Now listen that this negative charge try to reduce the potential of plate A as it is a negative charge. If you will try to give charge, positive charge to plate A, this negative charge will attract the positive charge and its potential decreases. But the charge that is on the other side of plate B, it tries to increase the potential of A. Simply I am going to say that negative charge of plate B reduces the potential of A and positive charge on the plate B try to increase the potential of A. But as negative charge is close to the plate A, so it is more effective as compared to positive charge on B. This means that the presence of plate B reduces the potential of plate A, and as its potential decreases, more charge can be supplied to it. This is the first part of its principle. In the second part, what I am going to do, I will connect plate B to earth. What was there on plate A? On plate A, positive charge was there. It was fully charged. On plate B, negative charge was there on the nearer surface and positive charge was there on the further surface of plate B. But when you will connect plate B to the earth, whole of the positive charge that will flow to the earth. Now sometimes students ask that why sir positive charge that flows to earth and negative charge stay back. So this is because of positive charge of plate A. As large amount of charge is there and that is positive, it will attract the negative charge. That is why negative charge will stay on plate B, but the positive charge, positive will repel positive, so that will move to the earth. And as we know that this negative charge now uniformly, this negative charge is uniformly distributed over plate B. So now you have one positive plate and second negatively charged plate. Now as here most of the charge is negative and negative charge reduces the potential of A, I can simply say that the amount of positive charge that was on plate B, that was increasing the potential of plate A. But now as there is no positive charge, only negative charge is there, so potential of A is largely, you can say, largely reduced, due to which more and more charge can be given to plate A. So this will become a device. If you will give positive charge to plate A, same amount of negative charge will dwell upon plate B, and positive charge will move to earth. Because of this increase in negative charge on plate B, potential of A is reduced, due to which it can acquire more positive charge. So you can supply more charge to plate A, and in that process negative charge appears on B, that again reduces the potential of A, and it again acquires more charge. So in this way you can supply whatever amount of charge to plate A, it can acquire that charge. So this is the principle of capacitor. Now in parallel plate capacitor, that I have already told you, it consists of two plates. One is positively charged, second is negatively charged. In fact, it was positively charged, but when it was connected to earth, then it only negative charge stay on it. So for a capacitor, there are two plates, one is positive, another is negative, and let D is the separation between them. We know that electric lines of force always starts from positive charge and end up at negative charge. So this is uniform electric field that is shown with the help of arrows, and this electric field is represented with the help of E naught. That E naught is the electric field between the plates of capacitor when nothing is there between the plates, or I can say when vacuum is there. And we know that between two plates, out of which one is positive and another one is negative, electric field is sigma over epsilon naught. For sigma it is Q by A, so electric field will become Q by epsilon naught into A. So this is the electric field between the plates of capacitor. Now whenever charge is there, potential must be there. So to calculate potential, we have a formula. E is negative gradient of electric potential. Electric field is negative gradient of electric potential. Here electric field is E naught, potential let us suppose is V, and the distance between the plate is D. I have to take only magnitude, so I will leave the sign. So electric field is potential by distance. So potential is V is E naught into D. The value of E naught is Q by epsilon naught A into D. So in this way you can calculate potential, and now we know that Q proportional V. This implies Q is CV. From here C is Q by V. So C is Q, that is charge, upon potential you have calculated, it is QD by epsilon naught into A. Q cancels with Q, so your C will become epsilon naught A over D. In this way you can calculate the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. You can also explain that capacitance of a capacitor is proportional to area of plates, and it is inversely proportional to the distance between the plates. This means if plates are separated by a large distance, its capacitance is reduced. So in this way you can increase or decrease the value of capacitance of a conductor. So I think this is sufficient for today. Thank you.